Nagbabalik po ang DepED Hour. Sa gabing ito ay itatampok natin ang unang module sa asignaturang Science para sa Season 6. Sa module pong ito ay makakasama natin bilang teacher presenter si Ginang Melissa Santillana ng Cabanatuan East Central School na tatalakay sa aralin tungkol sa moon phases. Halina, makinig, manood at matuto sa ating Tele-Turuan.
Good evening, everyone. I am Melissa G. Santillana, Teacher 3 of Cabanatuan East Central School, and will present to you the first module in Science for Season 6. In this module, we're going to explain the apparent changes in the shape of the moon as it revolves around the Earth. Describe the changes of the moon as seen from night to night, and identify the different phases of the moon. Now, are you ready to explore the moon and know its phases? Have you seen the moon last night? How often do you see it? Can you describe it as you see it? Why does the shape of the moon appear to change as it revolves around the Earth? The moon is a satellite of the Earth. It can easily be seen in the sky. It shines by the sun's reflected light. It takes 29 days for the moon to revolve around the Earth from west to east direction. Half of the moon is always lit up by the sun. As the moon orbits the Earth, we see different parts of the lighted area. This shows the different positions of the moon around the Earth with reference to the sun. Now observe the lighted part in each position of the moon. The revolution of the moon around the Earth makes the moon look as if it is changing shape in the sky. Just like the Earth, the moon does not have its own light. It reflects light from the sun. The shape of the moon you see depends on its position in relation to the sun and the earth. The shape of the moon you see is called phase. This is caused by the different angles from which we see the lighted part of the moon's surface. These are called phases of the moon. As the moon makes its monthly journey around the earth, the side of the moon reflecting the sunlight is viewed from different angles. The first phase, let's begin with the new moon. The lighted side of the moon faces away from the earth. This means that the sun, earth, and moon are almost in a straight line, with the moon in between the sun and the earth. The moon that we see looks very dark. When the moon is between the sun and the earth, the side that faces the earth, it's not lighted, so we do not see it. And this phase is called new moon. The second is what we call the waxy crescent moon. This moon can be seen after the new moon, but before the first quarter moon. The crescent will grow larger and larger every day until the moon looks like the first quarter moon. Waxing, remember this, means increasing or growing larger. The first quarter moon. The right half of the moon appears lighted and the light side of the moon appears dark during the time between the moon and the first quarter moon. The part of the moon that appears lighted gets larger and larger every day and will continue to grow until the full moon. Followed by waxing gibbous moon. This moon can be seen after the first quarter moon, but before the full moon. The amount of the moon that we can see will grow larger and larger every day. So this is waxing, which means increasing and growing larger. And then we have here now the full moon. The lighted side of the moon faces the earth, and this means that the earth, the sun, and the moon are nearly in a straight line, with the earth in the middle. The moon that we see is very bright from the sunlight reflecting off it. After the full moon, we are now experiencing the waning gibbous moon. This moon can be seen after the full moon, but before the last quarter moon. The amount of the moon that we can see will grow smaller and smaller every day. Waning means decreasing or growing smaller. The third and the last quarter moon, sometimes called third quarter, the left half of the moon appears lighted and the right side of the moon appears dark. During the time between the full moon and the last quarter moon, the part of the moon that appears lighted gets smaller and smaller every day. It will continue to shrink until the new moon, and then when the cycle starts all over again. The waning crescent moon. This moon can be seen after the last quarter moon and before the new moon. The crescent will grow smaller and smaller every day until the moon looks like the new moon. Before we continue with our lesson, let's pause for some reminders from our station.